Welcome into the Thursday Thanksgiving Day edition of the Week 11 La Familia Mista Breakdown. What is up? It's the commish here to break down all the matchups, and we are starting with Rockarusa versus I'm a Worker. And I'm a Worker was not able to beat the Bodman this week. Ugh. Terrible matchup between these two. And the loss puts Matt on the bubble for the playoffs with people coming for him. 78-76, terrible scores, but Keenan managed to get the win. Keenan was led by, of course, Christian McCaffrey with 19 points. Goff got a dismal 14 points, and Ford had 11. Matt got 32 points from Trevor Lawrence and 11 points from old man Adam Thielen. But everybody else on his team was under 10 points. Really, the Devon Achane injury hurt him. Moving on to the next matchup, and that is Agad Amon Men versus Agad Amon Men put a 60-point whooping on Joey. Dom is trying to mess people's stuff up for the rest of the season. Dom's team went off. He got 26 points from Purdy, 22 points from Warren, 17 points from Amon-Ra, 19 points from Kittle, 18 points from Swift. That is tough to beat for anybody. Joey is scrambling and open to trades. He is open to trades. He was led by Josh Allen with 22 points, but Walker got hurt. That was killing him. Kupp got hurt. That killed him. Kamara was on a bye. That's a tough week to try and get a win for Joey. Moving on to the tightest matchup of the week. Megatron J versus Homies with the extra chromies. And Jared with the .32 point differential beat the best record in our league, taking down Keenan and putting Jared right back square in the middle of the playoff picture, one game back from Matt. This has not been a very good matchup. The scores were really low at 87.4 and 87.08. Jared was led by, of course, Hill with 25 and Jalen Hurts with 19. His new acquisition, Puka threw in 16 of his own. Graham's decision to play Mitchell over James Cook or the two tight ends instead of a flex player proved costly for Graham. And Patrick Mahomes continues to dare Graham to commit suicide by saying, "I bet you won't." Moving on to Team Ilucci versus Team Stingo. And Vinny officially eliminated Paul from the playoffs and moves into a tie for first place. 109-81 for Vinny. Vinny was led by Ayukin with 24 points. The Dallas D had 23, and Sam threw in 18 of his own. Paul got a good game from Lamar with 24, and San Francisco's D got 11. Justin Tucker got 11, and everybody else on his team was trash. But don't worry, the backup kicker had 14 points on the bench. Moving on to the next matchup, and that is Graham Sniffs versus the leader of the family. Logan came through with a 2-point victory over Siobhan. This is one of the highest scoring matchups of the week. Siobhan would have beaten everybody in the New Jersey bracket except Logan. Big win for Logan to put Logan right square in the middle of the playoff picture. One game back. Now Siobhan is 2 games back and needing some help. Logan got 28 points from Saquon and 21 points from Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Bills. He also got 18 points from DK Metcalf. Siobhan got 22 points from Keenan Allen. 17 from the Hairless Wonder Dubs. And Tony Pollard finally scored a touchdown and threw in 16 points. But the Kelce fumble on Monday Night Football is the difference in the score. The score was 121 to 119, and that was the deciding factor in the game. If he did not fumble, she would have won the game. Ouch, that hurts. Now moving on to the final matchup of the week. Cooking and Mixon versus Bijan Mustard. And James came through with the big win. Beat me 109 to 106. 3-point matchup. Finally getting back on the board with a second win of the season. And I suck. James drove his way to victory on the Gus Bus with 20 points. Joe Mixon threw in 18. And Devontae Adams threw in 18. I was led by 25 points from Tank Dell and 18 points from Jahmyr Gibbs. And if I started Justin Herbert, my quarterback all year long, instead of Kyler Murray, I would have won. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Moving on to some highlights or some notes from the league. The trade deadline is Wednesday, November 29th, next Wednesday at 12 noon. Also, I am going to send a text message with one of those polls so we can vote on the payout of the league for this year. We got to get that done. Moving on to free agents, I picked up Kansas City's defense for $4. Siobhan picked up Zach Charbonnet with that backfield injury for $6. Logan had to drop Joe Burrow to pick up Baker. Joe Burrow's done for the season. And Joey added an old friend in Odell Beckham. Moving on to this week's matchups, and New Jersey side is tight. Everybody still has a chance for the playoffs. They are fighting for the spots. Graham takes on Logan, and Logan needs to win this game to keep in the playoff picture. And this is the battle of who sniffs. The next matchup is going to be Siobhan versus Matt, and everybody is rooting for Siobhan to win so that Matt can continue his slide down the playoff picture. And Jared takes on the bad man in Keenan, and Jared needs to get this win to keep pushing towards the playoffs. Moving on to the New York side, there was a 3-way tie for first place with 7 wins apiece between myself, Joey, and Vinny. Dom has an outside chance of making the playoffs, but he needs some help. He's 3 games back. Paul and James are officially eliminated for sure, and they get the chance to play spoiler. The first matchup is going to be me versus Dom in the, yo, Dom, chill. You don't need to play too hard this week matchup because I need a win. James takes on Vinny, and can Vinny avenge his earlier loss in the season to James? And the final matchup is Paul versus Joey. And can Paul play the spoiler role? I'm rooting for you this week, Paul. Let's get it done against Joey. And that's it for me this week. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. May all your teams stink this week.